Hi there, Alan Tarp here from Floyd. Thought I'd give you a quick rundown of my pedal rig this evening. Bear with me, I've never done anything like this before, but we'll give it a go. Just before we start, I thought I'd tell you I'm playing on a Fender Deluxe Vintage Modified, and the guitar, here it is 50th anniversary strap. So before we start on the main pedal board, I thought I'd tell you about my effects loop. So in my effects loop I just have a Boss Super Chorus and a Boss Digital Delay DD3, which just provides some slap delay. So if we have a quick listen to those, we'll see what it sounds like without them on and with them on. So here's the clean guitar sound just through the amp with no effects in the loop, no effects on the pedal on. If we add a little bit of chorus in, I just think it cleans up the tone a little bit, just makes it sound a little bit fuller and a little bit nicer to my ear. And with the delay on, that just provides a simple slapback delay. I don't know if you can hear that. Again, it just makes the sound a little bit fuller. Okay, over to the main pedal board. Now the board itself looks relatively complex, but it's really not all that complex. These are pedals I've accumulated over some time, and I just keep adding them in. I'm a bit of a pedal geek. So let's start at the top, at the input. So the guitars come in through this three-way input, which I got from Bright Onion pedals. It's a great little switch pedal, so I can select one of three inputs for the guitars that I use. Next we go over to this Pure Tone buffer. Now I only bought this buffer recently, and to be honest I always used to think, well, what can a buffer do? It's not going to do that much, but you don't realise when you're adding all these pedals just how much tone they suck out until you put the buffer pedal in, and then it really makes a huge difference to your sound. You'll never go without one again. After the buffer we go straight into the compressor. So this is just a Boss Compressor Sustainer CS3, and it just makes the sound a little more chunky. Don't know if you can hear that properly. I'm trying to do it one-handed while holding the camera, but it's actually adding a little bit of too much volume as well, so we'll just knock that down a little bit. So there's Compressor Sustainer. From there I move straight into the Vic Audio 73 Ram's Head. Now this is a new pedal of mine that I've just bought, and it's basically a Big Muff clone. It provides that classic Big Muff tone without having to fork out for a Big Muff. It's quite an affordable pedal. I saw a great review of it on gilmoreish.com, which is a fantastic site you should check out if you're into anything to do with Pink Floyd and David Gilmour and effects and all that kind of stuff. From the Ram's Head I go into a Blues Driver. That's just to add a little bit of boost to the Ram's Head and slightly clean up the tone, even though I know it's supposed to be a dirty sound coming from the Big Muff clone. It just cleans it up a little bit. So here's the Big Muff on its own, and then with the Blues Driver, just cleans it up slightly. Again, sorry about the sound, I'm trying to do it one-handed. From the Blues Driver, I then go into my various distortions. I've got a Super Overdrive and the old reliable Tube Screamer for solos. From there I go into an MXR Phase 90, which I actually use for kind of rhythm stuff more than anything, but it's a Phase 90, you know what that sounds like. If you don't check it out, it's a great little pedal. From there into the Rotary Sound Processor, another Boss pedal which emulates a rotary speaker system. Again, it's a really nice sounding pedal. And from there I actually come back over here and onto the volume pedal. Keep the volume after all of the effects, so that you're changing the volume after the effects rather than after the guitar and before the effects. And then from there into the delay, I have a Vane tap, which is just a tap tempo pedal for the delay. From there I go into the super shifter, which does exactly what it says on the tin. I only use that for weird sound effects in things like echoes and that kind of stuff. And then into a kill switch, just so I can kill the sound if I have to unplug a guitar or anything like that. And from there, just a Boss noise suppressor, just to try and minimize any of the hum coming from this array of pedals. So let's see, they're the basic pedals. Let's have a listen and see what they sound like. Okay, so this is my basic clean tone. As we spoke about before, I have the super chorus and the digital delay in the loop, just providing a tiny bit of slapback delay. And I've got my compressor on, and the noise suppressor is always on, of course, and they're the only pedals which are on, and that basically provides my clean tone. So that's quite a nice clean tone. I've actually been playing this guitar for a while, so the strings are very dirty, so that's sucking some of the tone out. So that's the compressor, and I have that on all the time. I never turn it off. This is my rig as it is. These pedals are always on. And then we go into things like the Overdrive. Does exactly what it says on the tin, just provides a nice overdrive sound. Which I just use for heavy chords, basically. The Ibanez Tube Screamer I use for solos. That's just got a great Tube Screamer sound, adds a load of volume to it. Then into the big muff. I don't tend to, I'm just getting used to this pedal, to be honest. I've only had it on the board for a couple of weeks, so I don't tend to use it on its own, but I like to use it with the blues driver, and also the Electric Lady, which, I'm sorry, I missed out before. So the Electric Lady is this pedal. It's a tiny little pedal from Moore, however you say that. It's a great little pedal. It's basically a clone of a digital, of an electric mistress, and it's a flanger, basically. It has a beautiful flanging sound. So I like to use all these three pedals in conjunction with each other, and it kind of gives you that classic Gilmour wall type tone. I think that provides a really nice kind of that tone from the Wall type era, Animals, that kind of stuff. I'm still getting used to it, as I say, but I think it sounds gorgeous. Now the MXR I use mainly for rhythm stuff, funkier rhythm stuff. Stuff, and you can add a bit of boost to it to kick into the solo. Again, fantastic sounding pedal. MXR pedals are great. Phase 19, really nice. Then we come over to the Rotary Ensemble. I'm undecided whether to use this for my beautiful swirly sound or the Electric Lady. I might actually take this off the board at some point. It's been on there for a while, and I think the Electric Lady kind of does a similar job. Although the Rotary Ensemble does sound great, especially with a bit of echo. So that's that pedal, and then we get to the echo. Now if you're playing Pink Floyd stuff, David Gilmour stuff, you're going to need to have a lot of echo, and this pedal is great, but it only has 4 banks to save programs on, and to me it's not really enough. So don't tell the missus, but that's the next on my list, is to replace this pedal. But it is a great sounding pedal. I've programmed a few delays into it, so simple delays like, excuse me, I've been pressing the vein tap. It's a great, nice little delay, and then I have some other delays on there. Again, bang a bit of overdrive on there for stuff like. And I also have a delay setting for things like Run Like Hell, which has a crazy kind of delay. When it's turned on. That kind of stuff. So it is a great sounding pedal, and I do like it a lot. It's just a little bit limited. And like I say, the super shifter is just for silly effects like echoes. But you start putting them all together and you can start getting some really, really great sounds, like the beginning to solo. That provides quite a kick. So that's the pedal board in its basics. I'm sorry it was a bit rushed through. Maybe I'll update it when I've replaced the delay and got myself a much needed switcher pedal, programmable switcher, so I don't have to be like Michael Flatley and can just turn on 3 pedals at once. And a nice programmable switcher is next on the list, definitely, with a new delay. Maybe I'll update the video then and do a better job of it. If you made it to the end, thanks for listening. I don't think I would have. And I'll speak to you again. Thank you.